So we're going to go ahead and work with our conversions like we have before. We're still going to use the conversions that we know and understand, but instead of just working with those numbers, we're actually going to square the numbers. So for example, when I look at this sample, I have 20 inches squared equals how many feet squared. So normally when I'm thinking of feet to inches, well, I know that 1 foot, so I'm going to match labels. 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. Okay, so now when I go through to do this, because we are working squared and we're working area, we're actually going to square the numbers that we're working with in our conversion. So when I do 12 squared, that's going to give me 144. So I'm going to change this to 144 inches here. And 1 squared is still just going to stay 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. Now I get to go back to doing what I was doing yesterday, and I'm going to cross multiply divide. So 1 times 20 is going to give me 20, and this sample we're actually going to end up with a really small number. So then 20 divided by 144 is going to give me 0.138 repeating. So we'll just go ahead and write it out like this. Okay, so 20 inches squared is the same as 0.138 feet squared. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another one. Like I said, the new step today is, because we're working squared, we're going to square our conversions. Okay, so here I have 360 inches squared into feet squared. So my conversion, well, 12 inches equals 1 foot. Okay, because we're doing area squared, we're going to square our numbers in our conversion before we write them into our comparison ratio or our proportion. So 12 squared is 144, and 1 squared is 1. So now I'll cross multiply divide. So 1 times 360 is 360, divided by 144 gives me 2.5 feet. So 360 inches squared is the same as 2.5 feet squared. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, so this time we're doing 3 feet squared into inches squared. So our conversion, well, 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. Okay, so because we're doing area, we're going to square our numbers. So now when I rewrite those, well, 1 squared is still 1 foot, and 12 squared is 144 inches. And now we're going to cross multiply divide. So 144 times 3 gives me 432 divided by 1 is still 432 inches squared. Okay, so that's our final answer. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one up here, and I'll write the conversion, but I'm going to have you go through and solve it. So once I get the conversion written, you can pause your video and work your way through that. So here we've got feet into yards. So our conversion, well, 3 feet equals 1 yard. So you're going to go ahead and work, because you're working squared. Go ahead and work your way through this one, setting up your new units and setting it up as a proportion. Go ahead and pause your video and work your way through that. Okay, when you work through this, you should have gotten approximately 5.5 yards squared. Okay, so that's work.